Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears Radio, No More Black Tears podcast. Season C's, Verteezy. How y'all boys doing today?
What's good, people?
Hey, man, it's great, man. It's great, man. We in the second week of September. The weather's starting to get cooler, man. Just happy to be here, y'all.
Man, all happened in the week.
So this week in sports, we had Nas Reid, who was reported that his sister was killed by a boyfriend or a dude she was seeing. C's. What's your thoughts on this situation?
Very unfortunate situation. Domestic violence case, I'm assuming. Crazy.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought it was wild when the news broke that this happened. I feel sorry for Nas Reid because it's always sad when something like this happens to a family member. They said it was her boyfriend, and it happened in New Jersey. Yeah, man. Prayers to him. Prayers to his family, man. But yeah, man. Me and MGH was talking earlier today, and man, this is just for the ladies, man. A lot of times when situations like this happen, because there was a situation in Augusta, Georgia, with a situation with a lady who was murdered by her ex at Best Buy. Man, hey, once you start seeing the signs, you gotta get the fuck on. You gotta get the fuck on, man. Because I don't know how many licks it takes to get to the lollipop. I don't know how many beatings it takes before a nigga decide to kill you. It might be 3, it might be 10 years. But either way, man, once you start seeing those signs, you gotta get the fuck on.
If this was tears or no tears, man, I would definitely have tears. But just to piggyback on you was talking about with the Best Buy situation, like he killed her and her mama in front of their kid. And 2 years ago, she did try to get away. She shot him.
Yeah, she did.
Got arrested, got off, and it came back for his get back. So it's like, so you can get away, but sometimes it's just meant to be.
Yeah, man, but nigga, she should have got away before she had a kid with that nigga. Because that's the most important thing. She was there doing a custody exchange with their child.
Yeah, but the kid's pretty old, so you know what I'm saying. So he might not have started beating her up until the kid was there, like messing up his sleep. And so it's like, man, this kid messing up my sleep.
I can't beat on the kid, so I got to beat on the bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he's a BB. He's a bitch beater, man. So y'all need to be aware of those, man. So, hey, moving on to a lot of people who got beat over the weekend, college football. Man, there was a lot of games over the weekend. The only game I saw over the weekend I really want to discuss, because last weekend really wasn't a lot of ranked games. You know, you had South Florida beat Florida, and I didn't even watch this game, but I just saw the highlights, and I was impressed with South Florida and their ability to, you know, hang with Florida. The quarterback had 263 yards, a touchdown, and 66 yards rushing. It's a black dude. This is his senior year. Like, this is the type of year that quarterbacks like him need to have, where he's facing schools like Florida. He faces Miami this week, another ranked school that's ranked number 3. If he plays well enough, he can get drafted in like the top 5 rounds and possibly be a backup or even a third string on an NFL team. Because we see that every year in the NFL draft, when somebody comes out of nowhere, plays just well enough where a team takes a fly on him. He looks pretty athletic. So shout out to them. I'm concerned for Florida because I remember being in high school and college, Florida used to be one of the big bad teams in the SEC, especially at the time, the SEC East, when it was actually divisional. Like Florida was a team that Georgia just always had trouble with. And I'm talking back when we had Matthew Stafford, AJ Green, Noshawn Marina, and we had first round picks coming.
The Gold ain't never had no problems with them.
Yes, but by that time, Florida wasn't Florida no more. Florida wasn't Florida no more. And that's what's so funny because it's like Florida's one of those schools that you would expect with the NIL money to still be good, and it seems like they haven't bounced back. But, as far as like the games this weekend, Carson Beck gets to face USF, South Florida. That's going to be a decent game to watch because Carson Beck, you can't trip up. You got to continue to play well like you did the first 2 weeks. But especially for South Florida, if you're ranked number 18, if you beat Miami, who's ranked number 3, you're probably going to jump in that top 10. And long as you only get one loss all season, I don't know the conference USF is in, so forgive me, but I don't think they're in a Power 5. But long as they only have one loss and they have wins against Florida and Miami, they'll probably make the college football playoffs.
Yeah, so how'd your boy do last week against South Carolina State?
He was cool, but he didn't put up no monster numbers, but they had the game control. They won like 38-3 or something like that.
It was 38-10.
Yeah.
His numbers sucked. I was watching the game, like, they didn't pull away until like the second half or the second quarter, and I'm looking at like, what in the world's going on? Same with Georgia.
Yeah, what happened in the Georgia game? I didn't watch it.
They won 28.
I just kept seeing the score from my office that they got up early, but it just seemed like it stayed at a certain score for a minute.
Yeah, they was up 4 touchdowns at halftime. They didn't score no more, like 28-3.
Did they pull the dogs or something?
No. I think they played. Most of the players played. Like the quarterback played until the fourth quarter. So it's like
they got a big one this week. Maybe you think they could beat Tennessee?
Yeah, I think so. They beat them 8 times in a row. That's the main game that I wanted to talk about. They beat them 8 times in a row, but this is gonna be a big test for them. So, but only thing about it is like I want to say they're at home this game.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think they're between the hedges. So Georgia hasn't lost a home game in maybe 5-6 years or something like that.
Nah, my bad. The game's gonna be in Tennessee.
It's gonna be in Tennessee. Okay. So Tennessee might have a chance. They got a chance. They got a chance to do an upset.
Yeah, they ranked number 15.
Yeah, they got a chance to pull the upset, but I still believe because they ain't beat Georgia in 8 years. I think Georgia got their number. I think Kirby Smart is going to pump them boys up enough to bring the dog out of them. But I think that's the only the game that I want to talk about. CCCs, man, what you got going on over there?
Yo, South Florida, man. Hey, next week they got their neighbors, Miami, coming up. So of course, bragging rights. They're gonna want to win that game coming off of that win last week, Florida.
I thought South Florida was in Tampa Bay.
I think it's a little bit further south.
Okay.
But yeah, they definitely want to keep that rep going. They actually got a pretty easy schedule. In their conference, there's really nobody else. Maybe Rice give them a run for their money.
Who is that conference? Can you see that?
I think it's a conference USA.
USA. I want to say USA.
Okay, yeah. So they really this win right here will definitely go a long way with making them playoffs.
And their first win of the season was Boise State, so coming off easily, they're ranked currently ranked number 18.
So win against Boise or win against Florida. Yeah. If they win this week, that'll be a win against Miami.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, they want bragging rights to Florida, South Florida. Anytime, what was the other school? UCF used to love to beat up on Florida when they, pull upsets all the time.
I think that's who we're talking about. UCF.
No, USF.
USF. That's what we talking about.
No, I'm saying UCF is another school.
Oh, UCF.
UCF is another school.
I don't know that.
Yeah, Central. Is that Central Florida?
Yeah, Central Florida.
Yeah, I think
that was the team that was undefeated a couple years ago. Remember? And then they lost in a championship game, I think.
Yeah, they lost.
That was before the college football playoffs.
Yeah, I think that might have been a miracle season because they not that really that good.
Yeah, because they had that fake championship. They called themselves the champions.
Yeah, so there's that. Then the boy I've been telling y'all about, man, the quarterback from Michigan, true freshman.
You watched the game last week?
I watched the.
You watched him suck up the whole game?
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't they lose to Oklahoma?
Third quarter. This is what I'm saying.
He made one pass and the receiver had a lucky catch. Man, that dude was trash.
When I say he's a true freshman, he's a true freshman. So, I mean, like, Oklahoma's not that good this year, but they didn't do as bad as their their home state.
That made him look like a high school player.
Because, I mean, Oregon literally beat down OSU, Oklahoma State 69 to what, 0? Something crazy numbers.
Yeah.
And then coming up next week, man, LSU had a pretty good game, but coming up next week, I'm looking at this. We just saw what Florida did last week. LSU's obviously going to whoop their ass. It's unanimous. And then shout out to TJ, man. We got Clemson and Georgia Tech. Y'all better beat them. Y'all better fucking beat Clemson. I fucking hate Clemson. And then potential upset, Wisconsin. They got decent. It's a decent school. You know, in their conference, they're a power team to me. They're facing off Alabama. Alabama's 1-1 right now. So, hey.
Yeah, man. So going from the college to the pros. So last week we had Thursday Night Football, which was the opening for the NFL season. Me and Rose watched it at Limelight. And, you know, we was just so appalled, not by the score. Jalen Carter started the game by spitting on Dak.
Man, it was a lot of rain and water and it was just wet. It was just a lot of it was wet in between the legs, man.
Yeah.
Because how long did it take for the game to come back?
Over an hour.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, over an hour, man. Yeah, man. That was a pretty decent game to start off the season, man. Like, Jalen Hurts looked good. He looked comfortable. He didn't force the ball. He ran the ball. He had a couple, 15-yard runs for touchdowns. Saquon didn't really get going. The passing game didn't really get going. That looked amazing. Like, Dak was really good, even though the stat line tells you otherwise. If you watch the game, he looked composed. He ran a little bit. We haven't seen Dak run in years. He was completing passes. In the first half, CeeDee was eating on them boys.
Yeah.
Now, in the second half, CeeDee, you too good of a receiver to drop them passes, man. Like that one pass deep down the middle of the field, you can't drop that. And me and TTK was talking, a lot of people made excuses for the diving catch, but if you're a top 3 receiver in the league, Jamar Chase makes that play. Justin Jefferson makes that play. Yeah. You're paid like them guys. CeeDee's not paid over $100 million a year to make easy catches. That diving catch, when we need you to make it on a big down, you're paid to make that catch, CeeDee. You got the hands, you got the size, you got the ability. So that was probably the most disappointing thing was CeeDee played so well the first half, and then in the second half, I don't know, it was the rain delay. In the second half, he slowed down.
He was in the hallway with Diggs trying to find some hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it was, you in the NFL, the catch the throw was catchable when he dove for it. That's what we paid to go see the game, to see you catch plays like that. But that didn't count as a drop.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
He had 3 drops before that,
and that's what I'm saying. For someone of his level, that shit kind of as a drop.
So if he would have caught those passes before that, he ain't had no business dying for no catch.
Oh yeah,
because they probably would have been up.
They probably would have been up, man. Like he dropped a 50-yard catch.
You know what I'm saying? He hit him in the face, right between the hands.
Exactly. And it was a beautiful throw. Dak threw it right between, it was a corner on his backside, and the safety was coming over. Hit him right where he had to hit him, man. So, yeah, man. Did you have any thoughts on C's?
Too many close games, man. Like, but this is the
talking about Thursday.
Overall, man.
We go get there.
So, moving on to tomorrow's Thursday night game, man. Staying with Thursday night football, man. You know, we got the Packers and the Commanders, man. This is going to be a great game. We get to see 2 young black quarterbacks, Jordan Love and Jaden Daniels, play each other. We get to see Matthew Golden, the number 1 pick at receiver. Like, I'm looking forward to see that Packers offense, man, because that offense really didn't get going last weekend. It was okay. But that defense with Micah really was the difference. I want to see, can Micah do what he did to Jared Goff to Jaden Daniels? Because this is why we really got you, bro. We really got you for these mobile quarterbacks like Lamar, like Jaden Daniels. They like to run around. If Micah can kind of stifle that offense down, that lets me know when the playoffs come, when they face the Eagles, when they face the Commanders, the Packers are a real deal team. And for the Commanders, y'all got to be better offensively. Y'all was struggling the first half offensively in y'all game. Y'all got to come out there. You got to get Terry McLaurin involved. You got to get Debo more involved, and you got to get the running game going. The rookie looked okay. And it looks like he's going to, for those in fantasy, it looked like if you drafted that rookie running back, McCarron, it looked like he might be the man in Washington. So keep your eyes on that, man. So I'm very fascinated to see how this game go. I hope it's a lot of points, but it could be one of those games where the Packers defense take over again.
Yeah, so all I want to know is did Micah practice with the defense with their celebrations? Because he was kind of lost. He was sliding behind when they did their celebration after they got a sack.
That whole celebration was whack.
Hey, but he was lost. He was like, "Oh, hold on, let me try to get in." He looked like a white boy trying to catch the rhythm. But hopefully he ain't got to try to chase down Jaden Daniels like he was the first sack he got against Detroit against Jared Goff, because he ain't gonna catch him like that.
Jaden different.
He different. He ain't gonna catch him like that. So hopefully we gonna see a good game. I think it's gonna be a good game. It's in Lambeau. So
where you leaning?
Tampa, not Tampa, dog. Green Bay.
Yeah. Green Bay.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I want to go Commander so bad because I like Jaden, but bro, with the way that the Packers looking, they just got too much talent, and we still don't know who the number one receiver on that team is right now.
Yeah, and Reid, they said Reid wasn't supposed to be, like he was supposed to be hurt or something, but he still scored touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a touchdown. Dobbs had a play, man. Mm-hmm. The rookie didn't even do nothing.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I want to see. I'm thinking Green Bay's going to do it.
And if it's a close game, let me say this though: if it's a close game in the fourth quarter,
oh definitely,
give me the Commanders.
If it's a close game in the fourth quarter, or if the Commanders are on offense for the 2-minute warning, then give me them. But if they on defense, then they got that boy Quinn. He deserves all the losses that they can get.
Sure, what you think about this game tomorrow, C's?
With Green Bay, man, they looking good. Commanders just not there yet, man. They're not competitive enough to really beat these top teams. They're grown talent.
All right, man. Hey, man, moving on to this last week in football, man. We had a lot of good games. It was week one. C's, you start talking about it was a lot of low scoring, man. So I'm going to let you pick up where you was at.
There's too many close scoring games, man. YouTube, y'all got to do better, man. Anytime you see NFL and I see YouTube, I think YouTube TV. So I'm sitting there talking to Vertiz, and he's like, yeah, man, you watching the game? I'm like, nigga, it's not on here. So the first thing you should do when you click in the app, there's an NFL game, the first fucking thing you should see is, hey, there's a fucking live NFL game free on YouTube, not.
Yeah, Rose, I called him at halftime. I said, you watching the game? He said, nah, I don't got YouTube TV. I'm not paying for that. I said, yo, it's on YouTube, nigga.
I'm like,
he said, bro, I've been on YouTube. I said, bro, every time I click on YouTube, the first time I see is the game. Mm-hmm. But he finally got to it, though.
Got to it, and then finally fourth quarter, as I'm watching it, I'm talking to Vertiz while this shit's going on. I don't know how the fuck I got bored out of my mind. They scored. Like, it's decent plays. For some reason, am I wrong? That shit was boring.
No, you don't know why you got bored? Because the game was boring.
Yeah, the game was boring. It wasn't a traditional Chiefs Chargers game where it was exciting. It just lacked a lot of explosiveness. And that was probably like my takeaway from the game. Once Xavier Worthy got taken out of the game, the Chiefs offense star, Isaiah Pacheco, which is so crazy. The last Super Bowl they won, Isaiah Pacheco was the man. He carried them in the playoffs in terms of running the ball. Like, he had some nice runs and he had some great games running the ball. Kelsey just looks old and slow. Like, he just doesn't look like the same Kelsey. And Pat looks like he's struggling with that offense. And I ain't gonna lie, shout out to Justin Herbert, man. He looked good, man, for the most part. He didn't turn the ball over. He controlled the offense. He got the ball to his weapons, like Keenan Allen. I ain't gonna lie, when they picked up Keenan Allen, a week before the season, I think it was a week or two before the season, I thought Keenan Allen was done. He looked good in this game. Lad McConkey, he didn't have a touchdown, but I think he had like 7 catches, 60-some yards or 70 yards. So he was pretty good, man. And he kept getting first downs for them. Like, if the Chargers passing game can look like it did last Friday, and if that running game picks up, and for those, once again, back to fantasy, because we play fantasy football here, y'all, that rookie running back, Hampton, he was the man. He carried the ball for them. So if you drafted him, you should feel very confident about, okay, cool, I don't have to worry about, Najee, because it looked like Hampton's going to be the bell cow for them. if they can get that running game to how it was last year and continue with their passing game, I ain't gonna lie, the Chargers probably will be a threat, not just to make the playoffs, but to probably do something we ain't seen since Patrick Mahomes been in the league, win the AFC West.
Yeah, that'll be nice because I think people are. But the only thing about it, I think people are just getting Chief fatigue, getting Chief fatigue.
I mean, every year he's been in the league as a starter, the worst he's been is he's lost in overtime of the conference championship. Think about that, y'all. Since Pat Mahomes has been a starter in this league, we've never seen him not in the conference championship.
Yeah, so I'm hoping he gets back there, but I really want to see Lamar get there. I want to see Lamar get there and get finished. But all the games we talked about, we ain't talking about that one.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, that was a very disappointing game, man. I'm gonna let you talk about that, Rose, because that's not one of the games I got on my list.
Yeah, so I'm watching Baltimore beat the brakes off the Bills. I'm like, okay, this game is over. They up 27-10 or something like this. I'm like, okay, let me go do something else. And then I look at the score. Okay, they still up. And then that's there. No, I'm talking to Vertizi. He calling me, and I'm like, well, yo, I called him back. I'm calling him back. I'm like, yo, what's up? He said, oh no, you see the game? I was like, yeah, I was watching some of it. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore beating the boys down. He was like, yeah, man, you know the Bills. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Henry fumbled and this and that. And I was like, oh no, I ain't see the fumble. And he was like, yeah. I said, so what was the score? He was like, yeah, 41-42 or 41-40. And I was like, oh, I said the Bills came back and almost won. He said, no, the Bills won. And I'm saying, huh?
For those listening, this is a real fucking conversation to the point he was so shocked he had to pull up my house and be like, nigga, what?
And it's just like 1 o'clock in the morning, like, huh? The Ravens lost. He's like, yeah. I'm like, that was so mind-blowing because they looked so good. They was beating the boys down so bad after that first drive. After Bill took that first drive, oh, the game's over. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore had control. Jerry Henry just running all over him. And I'm like, dog, I should have probably drafted Jerry Henry first with a number 8 pick. But I want to go do that, but maybe I should have. But it was crazy, man. And then to find out that they lost, and then that Jerry Henry fumbled the ball, and then we had a whole conversation about coaching with Harbaugh. We know that
Time to go.
Harbaugh has lost, I think he's like, within the 17 games that they have had the lead going into the fourth quarter, he has lost maybe, I think they said 10 or 12 of those games, or it might be 17 of the games.
He's lost double digit of the game.
Yeah, it's a crazy number. But and also, do you know what happened on the Baltimore rushed for 240 yards. A team that has rushed for that many yards has never lost a game. Ever. Or something like that. As a team, they have never lost a game.
Yeah, clearly Baltimore's the better team, but I'm not going to. It's time for Harbaugh to leave as a coach, man. I ain't going to lie, man. Like 2 games, and I'm going to leave the Falcons game to you, Rose. But the 2 games that I want to mention from last week, I told y'all, my sleeper was the Steelers. If A-Rod could look like A-Rod. And Aaron Rodgers, bro, that I ain't gonna lie, he looked like the Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay. Not only did he have 4 touchdowns, he did the shit that we see in Green Bay, bro, where he would have multiple touchdowns to multiple receivers. Because when I saw he had 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, I was like, yo, this man is cooking. He hasn't looked this good in a couple of years, man. If he can continue looking like this, and the Steelers defense, and me and Rose had the same conversation that same night. It was having the Bills-Ravens conversation. I'm going to give the Steelers defense the benefit of the doubt that Justin Fields is such a unique athlete that it's so hard to game plan for him. When they're facing more traditional quarterbacks that don't have that ability, their defense will go back to looking like a top 5 defense, man. And then lastly for me, I hinted on what Micah did against the Lions. I ain't going to lie. To see him just wreck that whole offense by himself. And everyone has to remember the Lions probably was, if not, they was the second best offense last year, or the third best, because the Bengals was the best. but their offense was so creative. They couldn't do the little flea flicker. They couldn't do the misdirection plays. They couldn't do nothing. They didn't run the ball well. They couldn't throw the ball. And I remember people saying, the media here saying, oh, well, they couldn't stop the run in Dallas because of Micah. Bro, it's 11 people on defense. It's just not Micah. See, the Packers, the difference between the Cowboys and Packers is the Packers got a team full of niggas that want to stop the run. So it doesn't matter. We can tell Micah, hey, Micah, just get to the quarterback. The nigga who the ball gets snapped to, get to him. And he was in Jared Goff's head all night. And Jared Goff, as we know, if you've been watching his whole career, he's about rhythm. Once he got off time, it was over for that offense. I don't care how good the receivers are. If your offensive line cannot block the defense, and this was the issue, which I'm going to lead to Rose with the Falcons, I would trade 2 first-round picks for a player like Micah, because a player like Micah can wreck your entire offense.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you talk about. See, you got a game you want to talk about?
Man, it's the Jets. It's the Jets, bro. Even though A-Rod's looking like his past self, I don't care. It matters how you win the game, but at the same time, when it scores this close, how they gonna look against Seattle? Seattle's nowhere near how they used to be. How they gonna look next week compared to this week? It's like, come on, it's the Jets. They got talent. Wilson, they got talent.
Yeah.
But it's the Jets, man.
Hey, but their coach ain't playing with them.
Mike Tomlin's different. Mike Tomlin, the same
No,
way.
I'm talking about not Mike Tomlin. He talking about the Jets. I said,
Aaron Glenn talking about that dude he fight, Xavier Gibson.
And say he ain't playing no game.
Man, this nigga fumbled one time,
he ain't playing
and he got released the next day.
He ain't playing no game.
That's some Bill Belichick shit.
So, but I'm gonna let you talk about the Falcons. I'm gonna touch on yesterday. I'm gonna touch on yesterday on Monday Night Football game.
So I'm at work, bro, and I'm kind of trying to keep it the game, bro. I get a notification on my phone. Falcons score a touchdown, long pass to Bijan Robinson. I'm thinking Bijan gonna be the best player in fantasy this year, bro. My brothers text me Michael Penix Jr. looking great. I started watching the game. Fourth quarter on, saw some of the third quarter. Michael Penix making good throws. I saw him run for that little 6-yard touchdown. I'm like, yo. But then the Bucs just drive down the field and score effortlessly. We all know Koo missed the field goal, but I like the fact Michael Penix got us in field goal range. Falcons, the offense is going to be good okay this year. Michael Penix showed me enough last year and in this game that he's good at quarterback. He will be good. We got Drake London. He's banged up. Hopefully Darnell Mooney comes back. Pitts even played well. Bijan Robinson, he's not the best running back in the league, but he's definitely top 3. Like he's one of them ones. Yeah. The offensive line was pretty good. The defense got to play better, man. We spent 2 first fucking round picks on pass rushers, not defensive linemen. I hope people are listening to this. Not defensive linemen. It's a difference between a defensive lineman and a pass rusher. No, we spent 2 first round picks on Jalen Jones and James Pierce.
Jalen Walker.
My bad. Jalen Walker and James Pierce. And we told them all offseason, your only job is to get to the quarterback. Fuck the run. Just get to the quarterback. And the fact that Baker Mayfield did not get touched like that, we are not going to be able to win games with that defense, bro. Raheem Morris, we hire you because you was a defensive coordinator and defense was your thing. I do not like calling for a black man job, bro. But shit like this, I'm looking at like the Falcons are like, why we didn't hire Jim Harbaugh? Why we didn't get Bill Belichick? Because we need to get someone to fix this defense, bro. Because I'm not worried about the offense, man. So hopefully this week we got Minnesota. And with the way J.J. McCarthy looked that second half, especially that fourth quarter, I'm praying that we play better because the Vikings defense ain't the Bucs defense. That's a whole different level of defense we're going to face.
Better.
So, yeah, man, Falcons, the defense is the only thing I worry about. But when it comes to the defense, the secondary is pretty good. And the linebacking core, Rose talked to me that same night about it. The linebacker core played pretty well. It's the pass rusher. So if anybody for the Falcons hear this, get to the fucking quarterback this week, bro. Get him on the ground.
Yeah. And I'm just going to touch on the Monday night game with Minnesota and Chicago. Because Caleb Williams looks great in the first maybe 20 minutes of the game. But then after that, he disappeared until the last 5 minutes of the game. When they're playing, I guess, prevent defense or something. I don't know, but He got outplayed. Like JJ McCarthy looked terrible the whole game. Terrible the whole game to the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter,
I called my brother. I was like, yo, it was looking like y'all fucked up when y'all let Sam Donald go. And hey, for my boy MJ, you might hear this. They fucked up.
yeah,
They fucked up.
I mean, he's looking terrible. And then Caleb Williams looking good. But the thing about it is, they running them same plays they was running in Detroit. Man, we done seen these plays already. How y'all running this? I thought you was an offensive guru, an offensive mind. You supposed to be coming out the butt with stuff. Y'all running the same stuff.
You got a more athletic quarterback too.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all got to do better, man. But Caleb, man, stop painting your nails. Man, I heard something else too, but that him and Andrew Reid share nail techs. They go to the same nail tech.
It's never good when your star quarterback shares the same nail tech as a WNBA player. It's never a good sign.
I don't think that's a good sign.
Yeah, especially if the WNBA player is a baddie and not a stud. Now, if it would have been like Courtney Williams, one of the stud buds.
Even if it would have been a baddie and you won the game, then okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then everybody in Chicago getting their nails done.
Yeah.
But when you
Chicago,
looking like trash,
all the niggas got their nails done. But that's what our quarterback do.
and they got switches on them, painted on them and stuff like that. And Glocks.
They got the four shites on their face.
They got Glocks spelled across their fingernails and everything.
Like, who killed my brother? The nigga with the pink nail polish on his fingers.
Yeah, all I saw when he pointed the gun at me was the nail polish. He put the gun in my face, and that's the last thing I saw.
Hey man, so as far as this week, the only two games I'm really like looking at, I already told you about the Falcons game. Falcons, we gotta stop the run. We gotta do something against JJ McCarthy. He was a rookie last year. Basically, he's a rookie because he didn't play. So I'm worried about that Vikings defense, man, because the defensive coordinator there, he's not playing. He's trying to get a head coaching job, and their defense was amazing last year.
They hired the wrong Brian.
Yeah, they did, and they're trying to get that. Like their defense is going to send pressure, so we got to be able to pick that up. But the game that I'm really like interested in, because there's a lot of good games this week, Bills and Jets. Because as bad as the Bills look at times against the Ravens,
don't count the white boy out, man.
I'm just interested to see what happens in this Jets game, because the Jets defense was touted as supposed to be good this year. So can their defense slow down the Bills offense? But more importantly, Justin Fields, can you and Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, can y'all be the trio that New York needs with the Jets? Can y'all do something against that defense? Because I ain't gonna lie, the Bills' defense is normally good, but that defense was horrible last week. So can the Jets' offense do something? And if the Jets win this game, I'm not gonna lie, that AFC, we're gonna be talking about differently about the AFC East. The AFC East is not gonna be the cakewalk we thought it was going to be going into the season, because we did not expect just the way he looked last week. We didn't expect him to look like that. So if he can continue to look like that and possibly get a win against the Bills, we're looking at a division very differently.
Man, shout out to the lamest dude in the Migos. You know what I'm saying? Offset. You know what I'm saying? Why you watching why you watching Stephon Diggs?
You got him on his fantasy team probably.
Hey, he did okay on the fantasy team, but why you call that man trash? Why you posted that man trash?
Nah, he ain't trash. He might be trash next year, but he ain't trash right now.
Yeah, man, he did okay. You got his quarterback is trash, but hopefully he'll have a better season.
You don't like Drake, man?
Hey, man, you better go talk to your brother about that.
You got any games this week you looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, I'm interested in that Midwest, man, headliner, that Chicago, Detroit, man. You already touched on Jared Goff from Caleb Williams, man. He's sticking in that spot, and is he starting? Like, is he their starting quarterback now? Talking about painting nails and all this other shit. I think that's going to be an interesting game for that division. And then Pittsburgh, I already touched on it. Pittsburgh, Seattle. Is A-Rod going to stick to where he's at? Like, is he going to be that old player, like his old self?
My only question to you, Rose, before you say, how many games for Russell Wilson?
4.
Okay, cool.
Game 5. I told you we throwing bombs off the yacht.
Game 5, we getting the white boy.
Game 5, we throwing
It's
balls
gonna
off
be
the
like
yacht.
baseball when they call it the closer.
Yeah, Game 5, we throwing balls
It's
off
gonna
the
be
yacht.
middle, like second quarter, Game 5. They're gonna start playing special music for that white boy.
Yeah, we throwing bombs off the yacht. Game 5. But the game I'm looking forward to see is a Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles and the Chiefs. I want to see what KC's going to do.
And for those who know,
they tried to save him. Everybody
and Jalen Carter did not get suspended, y'all.
Yeah, they tried to save him. They tried to save him, but Jalen Carter might not play. No, he's going to play. He's going to play. So that's the game I want to see. I want to see what did Andy Reid do, because y'all had all off seasons, because y'all knew it was the second game of the season. Y'all coming off a loss. Y'all coming off a loss now. Now if y'all show up and y'all look like Kansas City against Tampa Bay and Kansas City against the Eagles like y'all did last year, then
it's gonna be a long season.
It's gonna be a long season, and then we already know y'all ain't coming out the AFC this year.
Other predictions for that game?
For that game, I got the Eagles.
Eagles? Okay, cool. Hey man, so we finna give y'all some predictions on probably the biggest fight of the last 5 years, man. This Saturday, September the 13th, we're gonna have Terrence Crawford, aka Bud Crawford, against what most people consider the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now, Canelo Alvarez. Man, as a boxing fan, I can't tell you how excited I am for this fight, man. Like we don't get fights like this when both fighters are still in their prime very often. So to see both these fighters fight, man, this is gonna be dope, man. Like everyone kind of knows Canelo's like what his resume is. He fought Floyd, he fought, Chavez Jr., he fought Triple G multiple times, drawed one time, won twice, but then for like Crawford, man, people don't know. We actually saw the Errol Spence fight, me and Rose, and Crawford dog walked Errol Spence. And a lot of people don't know, Errol Spence at the time was like number 2 or number 3 in that weight class, and he dog walked through him. He beat Jeff Horn, who had beat Pacquiao or whatever, like literally a couple months before. And I remember when he beat Jose Benares. Like Crawford is an amazing boxer. If you asked me earlier who I'm picking, Crawford had to move up in weight. If Crawford can maintain his speed, I feel like Crawford is a better defensive fighter than Canelo. And Canelo's never struggled with heavy hitters, because Triple G is one of the hardest hitters out there. Canelo can take a punch. I think what Canelo struggles with is, like, I remember when he fought Floyd, he struggles with people that are counter fighters, people that react to what you don't do. And if you've seen a Crawford fight, that's really what he does. Like, to be honest, this fight's not going to be won in the first couple rounds. It's going to be run around 7 through 10. Because when we saw the Errol Spence fight, if y'all remember, around round 7 is when Bud started taking off. Because once he kind of realizes this is where Canelo wants to attack me, he's going to use that to his advantage. So long as he can maintain his speed and play defense the way he normally do and not get hit by Canelo, to me, that's the most important thing. Because there's not too many boxers right now that hit as hard as Canelo. If he gets hit too much by Canelo, Canelo's going to probably win. If you tell me right now somebody win this fight out via knockout or even TKO, I'm going to tell you it's Canelo. But if this fight goes 12 rounds, I feel like the only winner in a 12-round fight is Crawford, because I feel like Crawford's just a way better boxer than Canelo, man. So I can't wait for this fight, man. I can't wait to see what y'all got to say about this fight.
And that's an overstatement. Way better? Better fighter, but way better?
He's not a better fighter. He's a better boxer than him.
Okay, I was about to say, Canelo.
And it's not close. It's not close. He's a way better boxer than him.
Canelo is one of the pound for pound, one of the heaviest hitters. If Crawford can maintain his speed and not get hit by Canelo, great. But you got to remember, Canelo's also a counter boxer also.
Now he is.
So it's like it's gonna come down to technique. I think Terrence Crawford is the better.
What happened when he fought another counter boxer? That's my point.
It's not Canelo
though. Crawford is the closest thing we got to Floyd right now.
Canelo is not. He's not considered a counter boxer, but he can counter. But he's not considered a counter boxer. He's considered a come in your face and punch you in the nose.
And that's another thing to add on is like,
and don't forget he's Hispanic, man. Like he was standing there ring and throw punches.
He has an iron chin, so I mean he can take a hit. So obviously he can take a hit, but
never been knocked down.
Never been knocked down. So it's like he can take a hit, counters. You know he's going to try to counter him. And also, it's basically if he catches Crawford's body, it's going to start being a problem.
I agree.
Fatigue. And then, like, you go 10 rounds. If Crawford gets fatigued, he's going to start.
Crawford's in better shape than Canelo. I'm telling you that right now.
So, I mean, we'll see. I think it's going to be one of the.
If you tell me this fight ends in 5 rounds, that means Canelo won. But if this fight goes 12, I cannot see a way that Canelo wins because he's not going to win on the card.
It would have to be like it would have to be like one of those close calls, like little cards come out at the end. But I think it's going to be it's basically the boxing match of the year. These are the top 2 contenders. This is the one everybody's been asking for. We're finally getting what we want. I think it's going to be a great fight. And obviously, I do think Terrence Crawford is going to win. It's just got to be he's got to stick to what he normally does. Technicality, speed is going to win. If you get caught body shots, I mean, come on, it's Canelo, man.
Hey, bro, in the words of Adrian Broner, do it for the hood. You got the whole hood behind you. You can't even spell Mexico or wherever Canelo from, but you can spell hood, H-O-O-D.
Hey, man, who's the baddest dude? He the illest dude in Nebraska.
They got hoods in Nebraska.
He the illest dude in Nebraska. But, man, just walking up to the fight, man, this fight is like, it reminds me of like dope and drugs. Like Canelo is like the cartel and Crawford is the dope boy.
I like
when have you ever seen the dope boy beat the cartel? Never. Like,
how often do Hispanic boxers beat black boxers?
No, but just the cartel doesn't lose. But come Saturday, I think he's going to lose.
The cartel going to lose.
The cartel is going to lose.
Who's got the bigger bag? Canelo?
No, Canelo. Canelo, I think, he had 100 for the fight, and Crawford only get 50.
And so, I believe
Canelo deserves. I want to make that clear. He's the way bigger name.
I believe that everybody's because Crawford, he's bringing all that in his head. Everybody's doubting me. He's been doubting his whole life. He's been doubting his whole life. Man, he's gonna come up and he's gonna show I can hang with this guy, and it's gonna be a split decision on Crawford. But it's gonna be hard to be a split decision for Crawford because Canelo's the champ. In order to beat the champ, you got to knock the champ out. But I want to believe Canelo's making so much money. I think the judges is going to be able to say, Crawford, you did a good enough job to win this fight. But also, man, it's also like, did y'all know they're the same height? They're the same height.
I think Crawford actually got a longer reach.
And Crawford has a longer reach.
Yeah.
It's 74 to 70.
Which is gonna play big in terms of Crawford's defensive ability.
Yes, and also like so Canelo, like his neck and his head is way big. He's a heavier boxer, but technically they almost the same size.
Oh, now I'll be honest. I see this fight playing that way when Floyd fought him. Crawford's not gonna hurt him.
No, it's not gonna hurt him.
But like Crawford,
he can outbox him.
Crawford might land 80 punches. Canelo might only land 20.
Yeah, he can outbox him.
And I feel like when we watch the fight, we all gonna watch basically like, yo, it's not close who won this fight, like in terms of who got touched the least, you know. But I do think if Canelo can land a clean punch,
if he gets hit,
that's the issue.
It's gonna hurt because the last fight that Crawford fought, he got hit a couple of times and he went down. They didn't call it a knockdown, but he went down.
Can't do that this fight.
Can't do that this fight. You cannot get touched.
He got to fight like he did against Errol Spence. He got to have one of the best. When we watch this fight Saturday, this got to be one of the greatest defensive performances we've ever seen. That's how good he got to do. And that's what I think we're going to get because like you said, he's coming in this fight with all that doubt. People got to understand, me being a boxing fan, for the last 3-5 years, Crawford's wanted this fight. Canelo really hasn't wanted this fight. Canelo's been trying to make his bag other places. Crawford has wanted this fight, and he's been telling people, if you get me in the ring with Canelo, I will show you that I'm the best pound-for-pound fighter, man. So This is going to be a great fight, man. What's your final thoughts?
Hey man, bring it this weekend, man. Ready to see it.
We're gonna find out who the illest dude in Nebraska is this Saturday.
Yeah, man. Last week was the anniversary of someone passing away, man. And I remember recently watching the movie Break In, where this dude played a cop opposed to a bank robber. I remember watching Lovecraft Country, where he played a homosexual dad to John the Majors. I remember watching The Purge Anarchy, where basically he was someone who was kind of like, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, who was doing a lot of speech against the purge. I remember watching I Think I Love My Wife, one of C's favorite scenes, him beating up Chris Rock and yelling, "I hate you," you know, and then they say on the news that the cops got killed, you know, because you hear gunshots, the cops come in there, and we find out that he ended up killing the cops. But most importantly, I remember him being a bad motherfucker in The Wire. You know, Omar. When he would come down the street, he'd just be whistling. And that was one of the most iconic street characters I ever saw, man. Michael K. Williams was a great actor. I loved a lot of his movies, a lot of his work in shows, man. You know, and, you know, September 4th was like the anniversary. No, September 6th was the anniversary of his passing, man. So, you know, rest in peace to him. Shout out to the Mumble.
Gotta.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. For sure, MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.